Hello and welcome to Sassy Scrapbooking. In today's video, I'm going to take you step by step through my process of creating this awesome Halloween card. This card is also part of my super easy, super fast card series that I've been making recently. So let's go ahead and get started. I've already inserted the images that I'm going to be using to make the front of the card as well as the inside of the card, and I'll go ahead and list the image items as well as the cartridge that I got them from on the video itself. I'm also going to go ahead and insert a square using the insert shape icon, and I'm going to go ahead and resize the square to the face of an A2 size card. So I'm going to resize it to 4.25 in width and 5.5 in height. And actually I'm going to cut the A2 card outside of the Cricut Explorer, outside of the Cricut Design Studio. I'm just going to go ahead and cut it manually. So my paper is going to be 4 1/4 width by 11 in height, folded in half to make the A2 size card. Okay, now I'm also going to take my resized square and I'm going to change the image color to black. I like to work with the same kind of colors that I'm going to have in my final project. It just makes it easier for me to visualize what I'm doing. Okay, so now I'm going to insert another square from the insert shapes icon. I'm going to change the color to orange and I'm going to resize it to be 4 inches in width and 5 1/4 inches in height. Then selecting both the orange and the black images, I'm going to use the align feature and center them together. Now I have what the base of my card is going to look like. I'm going to take the Let's Hang Out image and place it directly over the orange cardstock, and I'm going to go ahead and resize it to fit, and this is just kind of visual guesswork. I'm not going to select any specific sizing. It's just how I want it to look. And since I want my Let's Hang Out image to pop out, I'm going to go ahead and duplicate it once and then set it aside. Now to work on the inside of my card, I'm going to select the black image, duplicate it and set it aside, then go back and select the orange image, duplicate that and set it on top of the black image, so I have what my inside base is going to look like. Now I'm going to work on placing the last 3 images on the inside portion of the card. Before doing that, I want to use the arrange feature and make sure that the images are all in front of the orange image. Next, let's go ahead and take the spider images. Oops, it looks like I forgot to put those in front of the orange image. So using the arrange icon, I'm going to select move to front, and now the spider images can be adjusted onto the bottom of my card. It's just moving them around and adjusting them to what looks good to me. This card has no right or wrong to it. It's all very visual, and so it's whatever you're comfortable with. Next, I want to take the spider web, and I don't really want to use the whole spider web. I kind of like the idea of just having a corner of it, just kind of simulating the spider web and the Let's Hang Out in the front of the card. So I'm going to put it just in the corner, and I'm going to show you what I'll do to only have that part of it cut out. I could just use a pair of scissors to cut the spider web down after the Cricut Explorer has cut the spider web, but I really want to see how it looks in the Cricut Design Studio, so I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to do a little bit more adjusting to the spiders because I need the October 31st to come down just a little bit to make more room for the spider web. So now I'm going to duplicate the orange image one more time, and I'm going to put it right over the spider web, and I'm going to select the spider web. I think I'm going to duplicate it one more time just in case I need it for a later time. Then selecting the original spider web and the orange image that I just duplicated, I'm going to use the slice feature and Now you can see that the spider web has been sliced out of the orange image. And let me just get rid of the excess pieces that I don't need. Now what I'm doing here is selecting the remaining piece of spider web that was cut out from the orange duplicated piece, and I'm going to change the color to black, and I think it just fits right where I want it to fit for the inside of my card, and I'm happy with that. So I'm just going to delete the rest of the remaining pieces that I'm not going to be using, and it looks like I'm ready to send everything to my matte preview screen. Here in the matte preview screen, I'm looking at all the pieces that I've been working with. I'm noticing that I don't need the black cut out rectangles there because I'm actually going to do those manually. So I'm going to go back to my Cricut Design Space, and I'm going to select the orange images and all the black rectangle images, and using the little eye icon, I'm going to hide them, and then I can send all the images that I'm actually going to have the Cricut Explorer cut to the matte preview screen. And here we are again. These are the images I know I do want to cut, and I'm a big one for conserving the cardstock, and I noticed that while the Cricut Design Space does a great job of placing the images where it needs to be placed, I always seem to have this urge to readjust them and see if I could save some more cardstock. Anyway, it looks like my black images are in place where they need to be, so I'm going to go ahead and send the images to the Cricut Explorer to be cut. Now to assemble the card. First of all, off camera, I went ahead and I cut 2 pieces of orange cardstock, and if you'll notice, I've already inked them. I also took some black cardstock and cut it down to 4 1/4 by 11, scored it in the middle, and now my card measures the standard A2 card size of 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm going to go ahead and build the inside of the card first. Using a tape runner, I'm going to run a few strips on the back of the orange cardstock before adhering the orange cardstock to the inside of the Halloween card. I have the images I'm going to use for the inside of the card off to the right. So I'm going to take the October 31st, which is kind of centered, and it'll give me an idea of where everything else will go. And I'm going to use some Scotch quick dry adhesive on the back of the October 31st cutout and adhere it to the top of the orange cardstock, just to make sure I'm placing the October 31st image in the right place. I'm going to also take the spider web and place it in the corner area approximately where it's going to actually be, and that'll give me a good idea of the spacing I need for the October 31st image. Using some more Scotch quick dry adhesive liquid glue, I'm going to spread some on the back of the spider's border image and adhere the border to the bottom of the orange cardstock. And using a little bit more liquid glue, I'm going to place it on the back of the spider web and attach it to the upper left-hand corner of the orange cardstock to complete the inside of the card. Now we can go work on the front of the card. For the front of the card, I'm going to take one of the Let's Hang Out images, and I'm going to cut away all the spider webs. I just want the letters Let's Hang Out and the actual spider that hangs down. With that done, I'm going to set it aside for just a minute. Using my tape runner, I'm going to run some more tape on the back of the orange cardstock and adhere it to the front of the card. Using some more liquid glue, I'm going to apply it to the back of the Let's Hang Out cutout. This is the cutout with the spider webs, and then I'm going to adhere it to the front of my Halloween card. You'll also notice that I tend to use way too much liquid glue, so I do have to take my paper towel afterwards and dab the cutout to absorb some of the glue that's kind of seeped out from beneath the letters. Off camera, I took some glossy accents and applied it to the front of the second Let's Hang Out phrase. This is the phrase that doesn't have the spider web on it. And now all I need to do is attach some foam dot to the back of my image before adhering it directly on top of the Let's Hang Out image that is already adhered to the front of the card. And now my card is complete. At this time, I'd like to take one more moment of your time and thank you for watching my video at Sassy Scrapbooking. Please subscribe to my channel and watch my other videos. I will continue to add new videos as my adventures with the Cricut Explorer continues. Bye for now.